Final Fantasy fans, what is 15 to you? As somebody who has followed the game since its debut back in 2006, it seemed like the miracle we fans have waited an eternity for. With each new trailer, the hype exploded. Fast forward to the year 2015 where recent events and controversial decisions, however, pose a threat to this hype. Well, let's begin. Here are 5 reasons why I'm worried about Final Fantasy 15. E3 2013. Remember the first time you laid eyes on this magical trailer? Can you recall the emotions that overwhelmed your body as you watched Niflheim lay waste to the kingdom of Lucis? The joy you felt as Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15. Did I mention the trailer is just a prototype? You heard me, that's right. It's just a concept. Have you ever wondered why the combat in episode Disgaea isn't as flashy as the 2013 trailers? Well, for starters, the E3 trailers were running on a different engine, the Ebony engine, which was a prototype in itself. Currently, the game is running on the Luminos engine and has inherited many features from its predecessor. So, what's the deal? Well, take a look. Swimming, blocking, and dodge rolls. In the demo and recent trailers, these features have yet to appear. Who knows, perhaps these features will actually make it into the final product. Oh, and don't get me started on the fact that Noctis and the gang have been retconned to actually not be present during this Niflheim invasion. Yeah, so a lot of these badass scenes will be absent in the final game. The invasion still takes place within the story, but we won't be able to actually play through that awesome sequence as Noctis. Tabata did say that in a later part of the game, the player will experience some gameplay in the city of Insomnia. Tetsuya Nomura, Square Enix's brainchild, the mastermind behind Kingdom Hearts and creator of video games' most iconic characters. When co-director Hajime Tabata replaced Nomura as director, it's no surprise that fans, including myself, were concerned and in shock. At first, I was devastated, then I realized something. As much as it pains me to say, Final Fantasy 15 is better off in the hands of Tabata. Some argue that the developmental nightmare of Versus 13 is the fault of Nomura, which I actually can't agree with. Nomura has a problem of biting off more than he can chew. Just look at how long it took Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 to get back on their feet. His departure is a blessing in disguise. Nomura can finally go full throttle on the development of Kingdom Hearts 3, which is also my most anticipated game. This blessing further intensified and surprisingly made sense when the Final Fantasy VII Remake was revealed to be directed under Nomura himself. Now, I don't have a problem with the replacement, it's just the fear of Tabata changing too much. Changes are expected. However, I hope Nomura's vision, nor the original narrative written by Kazushige Nojima, isn't overly deviated from. You knew this was coming. Oh, Stella. It's crazy how a character who we pretty much knew nothing about was able to captivate an entire fanbase. There were so many possibilities. Stella could have been Luna's sister. an undesired enemy to Noctis, or perhaps even a romantic interest. It all came crashing down when the game's director, Hajime Tabata, officially announced that Stella had been scrapped and replaced with another character called Luna Freya, who plays a different role within the plot. Instead of reworking the character from the ground up to fit this revamped story, Stella was unfortunately left on the chopping block. Moments later, an uproar surged across the internet, with angry fans speaking out on various forums, a conflict I shall dub the Stella vs Luna debacle. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but the reason why I was so attached to Stella was because she seemed like such a strong character. She's not as hot-headed as Lightning, nor is she a damsel in distress like Kairi. She hit a nice balance within the spectrum. Stella was even quoted to see the same light that Noctis could see, which granted them quote-unquote special powers. It was refreshing to see a beautiful heroine that rivaled Noctis. Now, before you tell me that Luna is Stella, realize that change isn't always bad. Luna is actually growing on me. Say what you will about us fans knowing next to nothing about Stella, but at the end of the day, I'll gladly take this over this. In the year 1988, Final Fantasy fans were taken by storm. The creation of a creature so majestic, so marvelous, the very earth we stood on shook as fans squealed throughout generations of cuddly and cute creatures known as the Moogle? Hajime Tabata, how dare you not include Moogles? Hashtag boycott Final Fantasy 15! Just kidding. While I am saddened with the absence of Moogles, what I'm actually worried about is the game's tone. First, we're told the game is Final Fantasy's most dark and mature story, a fantasy based on reality. Next, we're introduced to a trailer that gives off a happy vibe, where we go on road trips, go camping, and take pictures. Hey guys, the game is still very dark and mature, so here's a trailer of Noctis and his father hugging each other for an entire minute. This is serious business, guys! We've all heard the jokes. Driving Simulator 2015, J-pop boy band The Game, and oh my god, my childhood! Besides, who wants to drive a car when you can go chocobo drifting? One does not simply drift with a chocobo. Seriously, do you not understand this awesomeness? Yes, Square, we get it. You know how to make our mouths water with delectable camp dishes, which is why you locked the leveling feature behind the camping aspect. Now I'm just rambling. Anyways, back to my main point. Seriously, what is the tone of this game? Yes, a game isn't black and white, it can be both dark and light-hearted at the same time, but what's the overarching theme? Just thinking about it makes my head hurt, so why don't you guys tell me? When you hear Final Fantasy, what pops up in your mind? Minigames? Victory poses? Chocobos? Slimes? Wait, what? Moogles? And magic!
Feel the power of my magic!
So can you tell me why magic is practically non-existent in 15? Yes, it's been confirmed that magic will indeed make it into the final game, which I'm sure it will. But what bothers me is the fact that we haven't seen any magic since the E3 2013 trailers. Trust me, I've looked through a plethora of footage, new and old. And how many times did magic appear? Zero, zip, zilch, and nada. Just a bunch of physical attacks. But Josh, aren't you forgetting about the summon magic showcased in episode Disque? Now I have to admit that Ramu is epic, and technically summons are magic. However, I'm talking about the traditional magic. You know, Cure, Faraga, Haste, Flare, Ultima. I'm sure the game devs are working their butts off in trying to develop magic in 15. but I can't help but feel concerned when a major staple of the franchise still hasn't appeared in any recent footage even after 2 years of development. Here's what we know so far. Tabata recently said that magic is 60% complete and is fully functional, but still needs to be worked on in the visual department. Magic will not consume MP, and it won't be like Final Fantasy VIII's draw system.
Thank you!
There are 2 types of magic, with one type exclusive to the Lucis family, aka Noctis and his father. Finally, magic is activated by special rings worn by the characters, and instead of the spells coming out of the hands of the character, it will be a manipulation of the environment's elements. Are you excited? Cause I know I am. All in all, if it ain't got magic, it ain't Final Fantasy. It sounds crazy to judge a game before it even comes out, but despite these glaring issues, at the end of the day, I want to be optimistic. Nobody wants to play a bad game, and I'm sure it will be done justice. If you have any ideas or concerns to improve the game, I urge you to check out the official Final Fantasy XV forums, and maybe, just maybe, Mugos will make their triumphant return. Well, what do you guys think of the video? If you thought I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the awesome music used in this video, check out GuardianSoul's channel for more arranged and composed musical greatness. I'm OhhhMyJosh, hope you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget the rituals, and thanks for watching.